Hey folks, sold some worthless junk in the basement and bought this cheap lens from Japan. Came with this nice little thank you letter. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet? Let's roll over the 10 Commandments of professional photography. Because after spending 2 years in photography school and seeing all the thousands of articles about how to become a better photographer, my premise is that life is a little too short to read 100 pages of garbage just to get out about 10 sentences of worthwhile information. Would you agree? Even though I might flap my lips too much, which I'm certainly guilty of, I like to keep things simple. So let's roll with that, huh?
Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
I love that old movie. It's always fascinating to watch Charlton Heston. I met him, by the way. He was doing a book signing, and I shook his hand. Boy, he was pretty old. I miss Charlton Heston. He was such a cool movie actor. I thought he was a really neat cat. The neatest cat I ever ran into, by the way, was Tom Selleck. And I ran into him at the National NRA Convention because I was out there buying some gear for some folks. Making a deal anyway. And I ran into Tom Selleck. I was like, hey, Tom Selleck. And he had some handlers with him. He's like, no, Tom Selleck is on his way to give a speech. Like, oh, my bad. And they started to usher him along, and he actually pushed both of his handlers away. And he told them, hold on a damn minute. Those were his words. And then he came up to me and says, hey, what's your name? I was like, hi, you're busy. I didn't know you had a conference to get to. He's like, hi, well, I'm Tom Selleck. It's good to meet you. And he's extended his hand. So wasn't that nice to him? Turns out old Tom Selleck is actually a cool cat, just like he portrays himself in his movies. I've also talked to Nicolas Cage a couple times on the telephone, but that was regarding the works of Jakob Böhme. Yeah, I'm flapping my lips. So what are the 10 Commandments of professional photography? You need, number 1, you need to make all your shots intimate. You need to capture the essence of the subject. I've made several videos on this, so if you want a reference to what that means, then go back to that. Point number 2, you need to extract and see the potential of what a shot can be, not just what your eyeballs see in the moment. Rule number 3, 90% of great outdoor photography is dawn or dusk. Gonna give you street photography, outdoor, nature, whatever. 90% of great outdoor photography is dawn or dusk. Midday light sucks. Rule number 4, get your damn flash off your damn camera. Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. If I'm going to be shooting this lens, for example, guess what? Let me dial it down and actually take my flash on a SC29 cable and stick it over here or somewhere. Get your flash off your freaking camera. Point 5. Prime lenses make fine wine. Zoom lenses make grape juice. Off-brand zoom lenses make cheap light beer. If you understand what that means, then fine. If you don't, then I shouldn't really have to explain it to you. This isn't funny. I'm actually being serious on all these. Point 6. Your camera hates you. It wants to turn all your shots into gray sludge. Never trust your damn camera. I don't care how expensive it is. Point 7. Pixel sniffing gear hookers like their expensive gear better than taking a valuable shot. Don't be like one of these mental midgets. These people are like blind men that collect expensive oil paintings. It's a waste. It's like one of those rich old farts you see on TV. He's got like 20 garages, and each garage is like full of Lamborghinis, Mercedes, old Mustangs, Maybachs, and all these cars he doesn't even... They just sit there and collect dust and waste away. Point 8. Until you understand that light is exactly like a paint, and that the world is full of brushes to paint on the canvas of your sensor, you will never master light manipulation. Remember, a professional photographer is an expert in composition, and secondly so, and equally as important, light manipulation. Layered, multi-source illumination is the secret to much of professional photography. Just like using dawn or dusk sunlight and then adding some fill flash, or the video I showed you the other day where I used red LEDs behind a camera. I exposed for that, I checked the shot, then I did some fill lighting using a flashlight. Okay, flashlight is a brush in the art of photography. Just as artists have their own sorts of brushes and their own paints, okay? You don't get that, you're never going to get it. Point 9. Your camera is a time machine. Stop looking for pretty. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to take a picture of that. It's so pretty. Stop looking for pretty pictures and rather start looking for pretty light and textures. Be a hunter of light, not necessarily pretty picture. A professional photographer can make a great picture out of a freaking mud hole if he's got the right illumination. Okay? Either it exists there or he creates the illumination. Point 10. 99% of photographers are missing 80% of the world's great photos because they're too lazy or don't know to pick up a macro lens and see into the world of macro. It's just that simple. So those are the 10 commandments of professional photography. It's really pretty simple. Those are 10 salient points that if you actually follow them, you are guaranteed to become an infinite better photographer. And that little 8-minute video or whatever it is that I just did, I mean, they will take that and spread that crap out all over sunrise and sunset in photography classes. I mean, it'd take you weeks just to boil down those 10 salient points. It's like, get to the point, huh? You know, pops, you know, I gotta live my life. Let's make it short and sweet. Now, I'm guilty of flapping my lips too damn much, but I'm also a hardcore nut job when it comes to actually making things short, sweet, and simple. So, anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, drop me a buck or tell me to go screw myself or jump off a cliff or go eat raw turnips or whatever the hell toots your horn. And I'll catch you crazy folks later, okay?